On today's episode, Dad quotes a 5-year-old.
Is to A, be a subscriber. Duh, to quote my daughter.
He thinks he's so clever.
Dad uses specific rings for specific things. I should coin that term.
And straight up steals from Batman.
Same dad time, same dad channel.
Who got this? Dad got this.
What's up, DGT Alliance, and welcome to Dad Got This. What are we doing today? We are doing Filipino Leche Flan in the Instant Pot using my Tita Maloy's Filipino recipe. It's already, it's Filipino. It's already. My Lila Maloy's flan recipe, which she gracefully let me have to convert into the Instant Pot. It's fantastic. It's creamy, it's rich, it's caramelly. It's literally one of the best desserts you could ever have. And it's simple to make, really easy. And the Instant Pot makes it even easier. But before we get into all that, I need you guys to get that subscribe button so that you can get all the notifications for when Dad's uploading a new video like this one or all the other ones I've been filming. Make sure that you also hit that notification bell so you get that bing and that notification so you don't miss out. Also, make sure to comment on some of Dad's videos. Dad is always doing subscriber giveaways, and the way you get in is to A, be a subscriber, duh, to quote my daughter, and B, comment on a video. There could be one happening at any second. Now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's get into Leche Flan. Leche Flan is a custard. It's an egg custard dessert made in the Philippines, made all around, but this is the Filipino version, and it's literally one of my favorite things in the world. I asked my Lila Maloy, how does she make hers? Because we absolutely love hers. And she sent me the recipe. Not really had to do any tweaks to get it to work in the Instant Pot other than figure out how to cook it and what container to use. When you're talking about the container, Dad went out and bought a 6-inch round cake pan. I'll put the link down in the description for the exact one that I bought. This one works perfect. It's the absolute perfect size for making this flan. It's nice, thick aluminum. You can actually feel it's very durable. And it worked out perfectly when I did my test flan. Of course I did a test flan. We had to eat a flan. Now we got to eat 2 flans. It's such a hard life we have over here. Dad got this. The first thing you need to do is make the caramel sauce. And that's just sugar, melted sugar. I would normally do this in a pot, but to give you guys a little bit better view, I'm doing it here in a pan. We'll see how this works. So go ahead and turn your heat over to medium or medium-high heat. You don't want too high of a heat because if you burn the sugar, it adds a bitter flavor to it and it'll ruin your entire flan. You're looking for a nice caramelized sugar that's not too dark. You only want like an amber color. We'll show you when we get there. We got 1 cup of white sugar. And we just wait. Don't touch it. That's one of the things that will get you in trouble. Even using a metal spoon or plastic, once it starts to melt, it becomes like a glass consistency before it becomes liquid, and it will just destroy and attach itself to whatever utensil you're trying to use, and it's a pain in the butt. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and let this heat up and start to slowly melt. You want just enough heat to melt it, not too much heat where it starts to burn it. You can already see some of that amber color we're going for. This is so hard for me. Like, I want to touch and stir and mix, and you're not supposed to. But I really want to do it. No, not gonna do it. I want to though. I really want to. Now, one thing you can do is you can swirl. But don't try to use any kind of utensil to do anything to it. You can see we're getting a little bit of action. This is the color we're looking for. We're trying to not get it to go past this color of amber. Almost there. What this does is by putting it on the bottom of the pan and then steaming it, what turns out is it gives you this like caramel sauce on top of the leche. When you cut it, it's fantastic. There's also a trick that you have to do when you serve your leche flan. You have to do the inverted flip. We'll get into that tomorrow. Now, I know I said not to do this, but there's a couple of chunks that aren't coming down that I just want to help. But watch what happened. See that? Instantly fused to the spoon. And that ain't coming off. That's a soak in super hot water and then throw in the dishwasher scenario. But we are liquid people. Let's clear this section off. Our next step is we got to pour this caramel sauce while it's warm into the pan. Make sure that your pan is on top of your trivet already. This pan's going to get hot when we pour this hot sugar in there. And then lifting it and moving it, not fun. And we are just going to pour all that lovely caramel goodness into the pan. Get it while it's hot, because when it's not hot, you ain't getting it. It turns to glass. We're going to take this and set it aside because it needs to cool before you pour your egg onto it. Speaking of egg, we need 10 egg yolks, not full eggs. So how do you get the yolk out of an egg easily? Well, there is a trick. First thing you want to do, crack an egg. Is you pour the egg down in there. Oh, see? There's my first problem. That egg's done. The yolk cracked. Can't deal with that. Try number 2, being careful. Don't drop it from a high height. Just lay it down in there. Now you have your egg. Grab an empty water bottle. So you go ahead and you squeeze it, hover it over your egg yolk, and it will suck up just the yolk, which you can then spit over there. That's one way. That's the easiest way to not get your hands dirty and deal with all this. I prefer that way. If you got an extra water bottle laying around, do that. If you don't, you can always do it the old-fashioned way, which is to go ahead and crack your egg and then slowly run it back and forth through there. Now you have just a yolk. That's another way. Third way. I wouldn't do it this way, but crack your egg, get your hand, pour your egg yolk into your hand. Slightly separate your fingers and let the white run through. You can pinch with your fingers as needed to pinch the white away. And now you have a yolk. All 3 methods will work. One method gets your hands coated in egg yolk. Not fun. The other method is a little finicky. The water bottle method, boom, boom, boom. My preferred method. Now be careful, don't get too many eggs in there because then it'll be hard to get through the yolk. To get through the whites, I mean. So you got your 10 egg yolks. We're gonna go ahead and put them in here. We have a teaspoon of vanilla. And the magic. We've got evaporated milk and sweetened condensed milk. You need both of these. Now, the evaporated milk you have to shake really well or it won't come out right. This is a 12-ounce can. And then we have our sweetened condensed milk. This stuff's awesome. I make the café soda with it. You can make a dulce de leche caramel by just sticking this in the Instant Pot with a tinfoil lid and doing it for like 30 minutes. And it's amazing. Or it makes flan. So it's a 14-ounce can. And we're going to use the whole can. You can use less if you don't want your flan as sweet. We did one with the whole can and it was perfect. So we've got our can of sweetened condensed milk and our can of evaporated milk in here. And you got to blend it. You can do this in a blender, or if you're like me and you have a stick blender, you can use a stick blender. As you can see, we got bubbles. You don't want bubbles in this. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to strain it. And I've got a little fine mesh strainer. And it does a pretty good job of getting out the bubbles. Let's check on our sugar and see if it has, yep, it's hardened. We have our custard mixture, and we're gonna just slowly pour this over that so that it helps remove some of the bubbles. The finer a strainer you have, the better. I need to get a better one because mine's not that great, so I still have some bubbles on the top. I probably should have used this one. This one's super fine, but what I can do, just like when you're straining soup, I can pull some of these bubbles off of here. So that worked pretty well. Got rid of almost all the bubbles. The next thing we need to do is we need to cover this with tin foil. That's gonna protect the top from the moisture inside the Instant Pot dripping down on top of it. And you're just gonna go ahead and place a piece of tin foil, crimp it around the edges. It also kind of helps it steam completely in its own container, even though the entire Instant Pot is a steamer. It is an important step, so don't skip it. Now our little package is ready. Let's go ahead and open up our Instant Pot. I've got my blue ring in my Instant Pot. Why do I have a blue ring? Dad uses specific rings for specific things. I should coin that term. When he cooks in the Instant Pot. My blue ring, desserts only. That way I don't get cross-contamination from like a pot roast or chili, something really strong smelling that might get stuck in the other ring and ruin my flan. I don't want chili flan. Doesn't sound very good. So get yourself a couple extra rings. I have a red one for rice only. I have my blue one for desserts. And I have my white one, which is just all-purpose cooking. That's Dad's top tip. We have to put 1 cup of water in the Instant Pot. Make sure that your inner pot is in there. I've been seeing lots of people in some Facebook groups who have accidentally poured water into their Instant Pot without the pot in there. It doesn't make for a fun time. You can save the pot, supposedly, but not fun. And now I love this trivet with the handles. So nice. Take your flan, go right down here. And for this 6-inch cake pan, we're gonna close off the lid. Make sure that this is set to sealing. There's basically 3 settings on the top of the toggle of an Instant Pot. Venting on the one sides, and right down the center is sealing. It needs to be on sealing to cook. For this leche flan, you cook it at 25 minutes on manual. On some of the Instant Pots, that'd be high pressure. Mine only does high pressure. I have the 6-quart Instant Pot, and it only has one setting, manual. That means pressure cook, and you pick a time. So I'm gonna do manual, and it's set for 25 minutes, because I actually last cooked flan in this. Now, we're gonna go ahead and let this come up to pressure. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we're gonna let it cook for 25 minutes, and then we're gonna do a quick release, which just means as soon as it's done, we're gonna pop it to venting and automatically vent all that steam, and then we're pretty much gonna be done. Same dad time, same dad channel.
All right, welcome back. It is the next day, and it's time to do the flip. This is chilled in the fridge overnight. You're gonna want a container or a plate that has a little bit of a rim so that it'll contain the caramel sauce. Otherwise, it'll run off a flat plate. We're gonna need to run a knife around the outside gently, just to release it. And then the technique, put that like that, flip over, boom. And that's it. Instant Pot Leche Flan. Super easy to do, super creamy, super delicious. Dad's got to go take some photos and a little bit of video. And that's it. We're done. I would eat this, but it's not time yet. My wife doesn't get home yet for a little while, and she would get totally mad at me if I dug into this without her. So I gotta wait. So no tasting. Trust me, it's amazing. I'll show you some of the slices so you can kind of see, but it's so creamy, so perfect, perfect texture. I love this stuff. And it's awesomely easy to do in the Instant Pot. Thanks to this basically being a steamer. Make sure you get that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of Dad's videos. And even when Dad really wants to eat this dessert, but knows he will get in serious trouble from the wife, Dad doesn't do outros. So that's it.
For more fun and easy recipes, visit dadgotthis.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the damn bell. I double dog dare you. Come on, you have to do it. It was a double dog dare. I mean, those are the rules.